guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today I filmed for you guys. Sorry about my hair. What's happening? Thick stand, but that's okay. Today I filmed for you guys this look that I posted on Instagram. I actually filmed this, or I did this look for Thanksgiving, and then I got a lot of requests or whatever on social media and asked for this specific look. It was actually really super easy. It was one of those looks that I kind of just threw together. It was really simple. I used the Lorac Makeup Pro 2 palette. Honestly, it was super simple. Anybody can do this. There's no winged liner. I did put on lashes, but please, like, don't do that. For me, it's just easier to pop on lashes than it is for me to like make my natural lashes look good. I've just been doing lashes for so long that it's just really simple. It's almost faster for me to just toss on some lashes than it is for me to like mascara and all that. Starting to feel a lot more like myself, kind of more happy. I just sort of decided that I'm gonna take some time for myself to just sort of relax and do some stuff on my own. That's why I haven't posted a video in so long. I just wanted to thank you guys so much for the love and support on my last video. It really meant a lot to me to get, you know, the messages and the tweets and the Instagram comments and stuff like that, everything on social media. You guys really helped me through that time, and I'm really thankful for you guys. For those of you that are wondering though, because I did get a lot of like, oh, we support you a ton, but we're really worried about the backlash that you'll get from this video. I sort of just wanted to clear the air for you guys and let you know that him and I have spoken in this past few weeks since I've last seen you guys. We have talked about it, and he's not mad at me for posting the video or anything, so you guys don't need to worry about that. I know a lot of you were really honestly concerned about, you know, if he was going to be mad about the video. Honestly, when I put it up, I didn't think he would be, and I really didn't care if he would be at that point. But we have talked, and he was like, you know, I'm not mad at you or anything, like I'm not mad about the video. So just that's that for you guys, so that you guys know that he wasn't angry about it. Just I'm very grateful for all of the support that you've given me. I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for you guys. Thank you so much for your support and your love. I'm feeling like myself, so I'm hoping to get a lot of videos out for you guys, get you guys into this tutorial. Just so you guys know, I did do an updated brow routine within this tutorial as well, so you guys will see how I do my brows now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys like this video, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, so today I'm starting off by priming my lids. I'm using this Lorac Behind the Scenes Primer. I don't know if I like it yet, but I'll let you guys know. And then I'm using my Scotch Tape to go ahead and put that on my eye so that I have a nice little angle going. You guys know that I love to do that. Now breaking into my Lorac Makeup Pro 2 palette, I'm going to take the shade Burlap, and I'm going to use that on my Morphe M441 brush. Because we're using a lot of cool tones, I like to make sure that I put something warm in the transition so that it doesn't look like we're like getting punched in the face or anything, because cool tones can tend to do that if you're not paying good enough attention. So always start with a warm tone or add warm tones somewhere in the eye so that you don't look like you're getting punched. Now from the same palette that we just were using, I'm going to use Sandstone and Gunmetal on this flat brush, and I'm just going to pack this onto the inner corner, starting at the lash line, going up towards the crease as normal. We just really want to make sure that that's really pigmented out just in the inner corner. Then I'm taking the color Lavender, and I'm popping that just right in the middle of the eye. I want this to sort of ombre from dark to silver, from like a dark purple to a silver color, so I really didn't want to throw a dark color all over the rest of the lid, and that's why I put Lavender in the middle. Now I'm going in with the color Purple. It's literally just called Purple. I mean, way to dig deep on the colors, Lorac, but I'm just taking Purple and putting that on the outer corner and blending that in with the Lavender. So I'm going from the edge of the Scotch Tape all the way to the inner corner of the lid to merge it in with Lavender for more of that ombre effect. Then I'm going in with the color Ash, and this is kind of just a more ashy purpley tone, and I'm going to put that just on the outer V so that it's kind of really, really dark, and then it goes into the purple, and then into the lavender, and then to the silvers. This is just going to give it a really nice ombre effect. So then I'm going back in with Sandstone and Gunmetal and just making sure that the inner corner is really touched up and really bright, because the more that we blend, it could kind of like fall away and kind of get blended out. So I wanted to just make sure that it looked really nice. Now I'm going back in with a Burlap, which was that kind of warm toned brown color that we used as a transition. And I'm going to just pop that back on there and just blend out any of the harsh edges, because we really don't want this to look harsh or bad or anything. So I took off the tape, and now I'm going in with just any liquid liner you have. This is the NYX matte one, and I'm just going to be drawing just a simple line on my lash line. No wing, no nothing, just throwing that on there so that when we put on lashes, then there's no room in between the lashes and the fake lashes and the natural lashes. If you're gonna just do mascara, then don't worry about doing the liner. It's whatever, you guys do whatever you want to do. So now I'm putting on some mascara to prep for lashes, and then I'm putting on these lashes. They're Salon Perfect Wispies. And now I'm going to go ahead and prime my face. So I am using the Becca matte primer. You guys know that this is my favorite. Only use this mattifying primer if you are an oily, greasy monster like I am. And then I am taking the Born This Way foundation in the color Honey, and I'm also taking the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte foundation in the shade 105, mixing them together on the back of my hand, and then applying it with a foundation brush all over my face, not really super neatly. I'm just sort of plopping it on there because I'm going to go in with a damp beauty blender and just bop that on out. This is my favorite way to do this right now, because I just think that it lays better on my skin. For some reason, putting it on with a brush and then a beauty blender just makes it lay better. I don't know why, but I'm making sure that I take that onto my hairline, my ears, and my neck. Now I'm going in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC45, and I'm going to apply that using that same foundation brush in a triangle shape underneath my eyes to really cover up any of the bags and dark circles and whatever that we need. And since that concealer is about the same color as my skin, I'm going in with just this lighter shade concealer from CoverGirl, and I'm just putting that also in the places that I put my concealer, just to give me more of a highlighted effect. Now I'm going in with this Maybelline Fit Me Stick Foundation in the shade 340. I'm going to use this to kind of contour a little bit using like a cream contour type of thing. I like to do this right now because I just feel like it makes my contour lay better. It makes everything look a little bit more natural. And I've been really kind of into cream contouring first, setting with a powder, and then going over with a powder contour. I just think for some reason it looks better. It fits, makes me feel like a little bit more natural. I know that this is like not natural at all, but that's just how I feel. So now I'm going in with the Kat Von D Shade&Light Palette. I know mine is dead, but I cannot find another one. It's sold out at all the Sephoras near me, so I'm just waiting to get a new one. I'm going to use all of those highlighting powders just to set the highlight underneath my eyes, and also anywhere that I put concealer. And then I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me powder foundation. It's just a powder, I actually think. It's just a powder in the shade 230, and using a Morphe B82 brush, I'm going to just set my whole face, including where I put the cream contour. I just like to set it first and then go in with my powder contour so that it just lays better and it doesn't look ashy or muddy or anything. So now I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in the shade 30M, and I'm going to be using the Morphe G8 brush to just chisel out my cheekbones a little bit. I didn't want to do super harsh contour. I just wanted to add some color to the face, some shape to the face, and just kind of make it look a little bit nicer. So that's why I'm just going in with a little bit of bronzer just to make me look a little bit more alive. And then I'm also going to use that to contour my nose just a little bit. You guys know I just like a little shadow, not too much on the nose, but just a little bit. And if you guys want to see how I do my updated contour routine for my nose and everything, then let me know and I can get that up for you guys. I'm going to blush using the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. I'm obsessed with this. It's like a nice peachy pink color, and it also has a little bit of a sheen to it. So I'm putting that mainly on the apples of the cheek and then brushing that up towards the temple. I've been liking to drag my blush a little bit further up than what I normally do, so that's what I'm doing right now. And I know it looks a little bit crazy, but I did go in with a duo fiber and kind of blend that out. I just didn't show it. So for highlighter, I'm going to be using the Hard Candy Tiki highlighter. This is an oldie but a goodie. I've been using it forever, but I just am going to highlight my face with that. Every inch of my face will pretty much be highlighted. Alright, so now I'm going to do my brows, and I thought that I would take some time to show you guys how I do them since I did promise you an updated eyebrow routine. I just feel like right now is just the time to do it. So I'm just going to show you how I like to do my brows. So I am currently using the Anastasia Brow Wizzes, and I know that I didn't like the Brow Wizzes to begin with. At the beginning of my channel, I was like, I hate these Brow Wizzes. But I think that they like reformulated them or something since the last time I used them, and I have been really liking them now more than I did before. I don't really know why. But then I've also been really into this Brow Stylist Plumper by Loreal. This one is in the shade Dark, I think. Oh, medium to dark is what shade this one is in. I've really been liking this to set my brows, and I also have been liking this when I don't feel like doing my brows. I'll just kind of throw this in and call it good. But I'm going to show you how I do my full brow. So I have been using two of the Brow Wizzes, one in dark brown and then the other one is in caramel, and caramel's a little bit lighter and kind of more ashy, and dark brown's sort of more warm and dark. So I sort of like to use the both of them because I like to do caramel to line my top part of my brow and also do the inner corner, and then I like to use dark brown to do the bottom of my brow and kind of with the more tail of the brow, because I feel like that makes it look a little bit more natural. So I'm going to just show you how I do it. I'm going to sort of walk you through it, and I'm also going to give you some tips and pointers as I go. So start off with your lighter color. This one's caramel. If you don't want to use a Brow Wiz because they're sort of expensive, I would try out the NYX brow pencils because those are really good, and I think that they're like almost exactly the same. So the first thing I do is I take this spoolie in and I just like to brush out the brow just to make sure that it's a nice and shaped the way I'd like it to be shaped. And then what I do is I will start with caramel and I push the hairs up so that it kind of will give me the effect of a fuller brow once I'm done. So I like to push the brow hairs up first, and then I go in with caramel and I'm just going to outline the top portion of the brow. I like to use short, light motions because I think that that's what makes it look a little bit more natural than just doing like a really harsh one line. Is I like to do kind of short strokes and pretty lightly, and I'll go over it a couple of times if need be. I just like to do it this way. I don't know, I think it just looks better, but that's just my personal opinion. And then I like to come into this inner corner and just draw in this inner corner, and I like to draw the bottom of that inner corner as well with caramel. And then I will just color in that inner corner using upward motions, kind of following the way the hairs look, you know what I mean. Then I'm going to go in with the dark brown Brow Wiz, and I take the spoolie and then I will go in and make sure that those hairs are brushed down again so that they're not sticking up. And then I just come in here and I outline the bottom line. To match up with the tail of the caramel that we did on top. Honestly, doing two different colored pencils is going to make you look a little bit more natural and a little bit more, I don't know, it's not going to look so harsh as if you did the whole thing in a dark pencil. I feel like it looks a little bit more harsh and it looks a little bit more overdone. So I personally like to do the 2-color pencils just because I think that it makes it look more natural and it makes it look like you didn't spend as much time doing them, but it still looks very put together. So then I like to start sort of like right here where the hairs start to get a little bit thicker, and that's when I'll start coloring in. Again, I'm using short and light motions because it's going to be way easier to add more product if you needed it to than it is going to be to like take some off if you went too heavy-handed. So that's why I like to do this way. I just think it's easier for me. And then you can sort of just go back and forth between the 2 pencils and sort of fix what you feel like you need to fix. So I'm going to come in here and just touch up this inner corner and make this look a little bit more faded, so it's not so harsh in between the 2 colors. And then I'm also going to take this and come up on this top line, and I just like to kind of go over it a little bit more on the top, just to give me a little bit more of the fullness that I want, especially towards the tail of the brow. You can see how it gets really, really skinny, which isn't bad, but I like it to be a little bit more like faded from the middle to the outer, because I feel like the middle of my eyebrow is pretty thick and then the outer part is really, really thin, and I like it to be a little bit more shaped and a little bit less harsh when it comes down. So I just like to go through and just make sure that that's the way that I like it to look. And then I just sort of go back and forth between the 2 pencils and just sort of make it look as dark and as thick as I want it to. And I also will keep going back with the spoolie and just kind of spooling out any of the product to sort of disperse it a little bit and make it look just a little bit more, make it look a little bit more natural. My eye is watering really, really bad right now, so I'm just going to, there we go. So that's sort of how I like my brows to look. You can definitely tell the difference, but I just like my brows to be a little bit thicker. I like them to look more shaped. I like them to look darker. So then after I'm done with that, I go in with the brow gel. This one is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper, like I said earlier. You could also use the Anastasia. I also really like the other one that I have. It's this one. This is the Maybelline Brow Drama. I really like that one too. I love the Anastasia one, but honestly this is just a cheaper alternative for Anastasia. So I'm just going to take this and put this in here. And they do have a translucent one, so go ahead and feel free to use the translucent one if you'd like. I personally like to use the one that has a little bit of color in it because it's going to fill in any of the like places that I didn't get enough product in with the pencil, and it's just going to sort of fill it in. It's going to make it look a little bit darker, and then if the pencil starts to fade, at least you still have this on there that's going to make it look a little bit more dark as the rest of the brow sort of fades throughout the day. So I just like to make sure that I'm putting this on really lightly on the front of the brow over here. It's going to be really light, and then I'm kind of using more of a heavy hand as I get down to the end. You sort of want the inner corner of your brow to look kind of more light and airy, and then the back of the brow to look really, really dark, and that's going to make it look a little bit more natural. It's going to make it look better. I don't really like it when girls have the harsh brow throughout the whole thing. That's just my personal opinion on it, but honestly, it's kind of up to you. You can do it however you want, however you're comfortable. I personally like my brows to be more faded and more natural, but again, it's up to you. You do whatever you are comfortable with. So I'm going to go through and do the other brow. So now that we're done with the brows, I'm going to go finish the under eyes. So I'm going to use Ash on this pencil brush, or it's actually a definer brush, and I'm just going to put that down on my lash line as close as I can to the lash line. And then I'm going to go in with a pencil brush, and I'm going to mix lavender and purple, and I'm just going to buff that out. I like to do this because it's going to make it a little bit more smoky, but it's also going to make sure that nothing on the under eye is really harsh. You don't want it to look really harsh. You don't want it to look really choppy. You want it to look really nice, even, and just like kind of faded. So that's why I decided to go in and do lavender and purple underneath. And then I'm going to go in with some mascara, and I am just going to mascara the bottom lashes. Of course, you guys know that I cannot go a day without mascaring my bottom lashes. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, I just can't not do it. I have to use mascara anytime I do my makeup, it doesn't matter. So now I'm going to go in with Porcelain, and it's just a matte white shade, and I'm just going to highlight the brow bone using this. I really just didn't want to do anything sparkly or shimmery for this eye. Especially since the silver is kind of sparkly already. So now for the lips, I am going in with this CoverGirl Jumbo Gloss Balm. I don't remember what color it is, but it will be linked down below. And then I'm going to be putting on top of it just a gloss. This gloss is actually from Victoria's Secret, which is really funny because I normally hate sticky glosses, but I like the way that this one is super, super shiny. And so that's why I decided to use this. This is in Strawberry Fizz. I don't know if that really matters. I just like the really shiny Victoria's Secret glosses. But after you're done with your lips, then you are all done with this look. I hope that you guys loved it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you.